And time to focus in on the ultimate human race because the Comrades Expo will open today in Durban. It's the place that most runners collect their race numbers and finalise their participation in the race. The 94th edition takes place this Sunday and more than 2,000 international runners have entered, while a third of the field will be novices. Runners have been cautioned about the warm weather forecast for race day, but for road running enthusiasts, a titanic battle is set for both the men's and women's titles. Commentator Cuan Walker is joining us from our Durban studio to chat a little bit more about this and the favourites. Good morning, Cuan. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thanks, Valen. Thank you for having me.
We see that some people are predicting a course record. However, Bruce Fordyce, a man that has won this race more times than anybody else, says that we can't discount the weather. How much of a factor will that be come Sunday for the elite runners?
Yeah, definitely it will be a factor, but we have to remember that the race is going up to Pietermaritzburg, so a lot of the weather forecasts that that I've been seeing have been for Durban. Must remember that the elite runners are in by 11 a.m. So I think if it's a berg wind like we had in 2013, it's going to be a really big problem for the athletes. If you remember, Claude Moshiba won that year in 5:32, which is quite a fast time, faster than the last two up runs that we've seen. But personally, I don't think the weather is going to affect the elite athletes. The last time I checked, it was a high of 23 degrees, and that was at 1 p.m. The elite guys have already come through. So I think from my side, I think we're still going to see a fast time, but it will all be dependent on how the guys wake up on Sunday morning and what the weather will be on the day.
Are you predicting a course record in the women's race?
Yes, I am. I think for the men's race, it might be a bit of a tactical affair, but I think with the caliber of the women that we've got in the race this year, I definitely think that it's going to take a record to win the race this year.
Tell us a little bit about your favourites for the race. You have two former winners in Anne Ashworth and Camille Herron, and then the lady of the moment when it comes to ultra distance running in South Africa, in Khattab.
Yes, most definitely. It's a really strong lineup. I think the ladies' race this year in particular is really exciting. From the Nedbank team, you've got Camille Herron, who's obviously defending her title from 2017, as well as Khattab. She ran a phenomenal Two Oceans Marathon last month in April, where we literally saw her miss the course record, Frith van der Merwe's course record, by just over 30 seconds. So, you know, she's coming into the race in tip-top shape. And then you can't discount Anne Ashworth from the Massmart team. She ran a 2:35 marathon PB in Valencia last year in December. And she's just a super, super strong athlete. Trains in Delsham with John Hamlet, who's coached 5 winners of the Comrades Marathon. And I think those three are definitely the ones to watch.
On the men's side, Bongmusa Mthembu, this could be the race where he solidifies his legacy.
Yes, most definitely. You know, Bongmusa Mthembu has become a household name, not in the country, but in the worldwide as well when it comes to ultra-distance running. And he's going to be going for his 3rd win in a row, which would be his 4th win as well. He won back in 2014. We saw him win the Two Oceans Marathon convincingly. The only question now will be whether he's recovered or not from Two Oceans. But the one thing I can say about Bongmusa is he's one of the most professional athletes that are out there. Not just in terms of the running that he does, but taking care of his body, doing the gym workouts. But it's not going to be easy. There's a whole host of athletes that are as hungry as Bongmusa this year. So I think in the men's race as well, it's going to be an exciting one.
Since David Khattab's blistering run, which secured him the course record and the Comrades win just a couple of years ago, he's been a little bit quiet, but he's one of your favourites.
Yes, you can't write out David Khattab. He's the fastest man to ever run a Comrades Marathon, 5:18.19. It was out of this world. People say you can't run the up run because he's never come in the top 10, but back in 2017, I actually was fortunate enough to be with the guys in the camp, and he actually ran Comrades with really bad flu. He was on antibiotics, and that year he actually stayed with the leaders until about 18 Ks to go. So I really don't think you can count out someone like him, as well as Edward Motibi, Steve Way, who came through last year for finishing 3rd in Comrades. It's going to be an exciting race, and when people say David can't run the up run, one must remember that Bongmusa never came top 10 at all in the up run. Each time it went up to Maritzburg, and then in 2017 he won the race.
Yes, and that was one of the first comments that Bong Musa actually made following his first uprun victory was, people said I could never run the uprun, but I've proved them wrong today. Tell us a little bit about the Japanese athlete, because Bong Musa's actually raced against Nao Kazami at the World 100 Kilometer Championships.
Yes, Nao Kazami is coming through with a really strong pedigree. He absolutely smashed the World 100 Kilometer record last year. He ran a time of 6 hours and 9 minutes. It's the second time that a top Japanese athlete and former world record holder is coming through to Comrades. But Takahiro Tsunada did it back in 2002. He didn't have a great run. But I think Kazami is going to be a different case for Comrades. You know, he's a really strong athlete. He's got that world record over 100 Ks. But what stood out for me was in this year, in February, he ran the Tokyo Marathon running 2:16:58. That was a new personal best time for him in horrendous conditions with the rain. And I know he's been in conversation with Nick Bester, team manager of the Nedbank team, as well as Bruce Fordyce, who we all know has won the race 9 times, getting advice. So I think he's coming here really prepared. And it'll be interesting to see whether he can get the hills right on the day. As we all know, the World 100K champs and many of the 100K races around the world are flat as pancakes. But here in Africa, you know, we have it tough.
Cuan, thank you so much. I cannot wait for Sunday and to see what actually happens on the road. That's Cuan Walker, a road running commentator. He's going to be on SABC2's broadcast of the race that gets underway at 5 a.m. on SABC2, and SABC2 will be covering the race live right up until not only the winners come across the finish line, but until each and every single person has crossed the finish line after that 12-hour cutoff. Okay, our trivia question was dedicated to the Comrades Marathon. Cuan, thank you very much for your time. The trivia question this morning was, who was the oldest women's winner of the Comrades Marathon? Because we've had some beautiful golden oldie tennis stars that have just been impressing recently. So we decided to focus on the golden oldies of the Comrades. This one was for the ladies. We asked you to get involved on Twitter at Morning Live SABC. Matabane says Anne Ashworth. Jenny Wood Allen says Lebo. And I think it's Zola Butt. Says Talwando, and the answer is Letty van Sail in 1978. She was 45 years old when she won that race. It was a down run at the time in 1978, and Alan Robb also won on the men's side, but she is the oldest woman to have won the race. Okay, time now for us to take a break. We will bring you your headline news after this.